Okay, so as well as the rest of the viewers on our channel doing the salsa contest, we're also going to make a salsa of our own, but our name will not be put into the hat or however we're going to do that. So here's the harvesting part of our video. Luke went to the store to get some of the things that we needed, and I'm here to do the harvesting part. So I have my recipe right here, and I need double the recipe, so I need 2 jalapenos. Here's one jalapeno. Oh, and I need one more. There we go. Here's the other jalapeno I'm going to pick. And I'm actually going to pick this last big one back in here. So there. 3 jalapenos. Okay. Well, Luke's back from the store getting what we needed.
Yep.
I'm doing the harvesting video. So we also need 2 Anaheim chili peppers because the recipe calls for Serrano chili peppers, but we don't have that, so the best substitute is Anaheim. So here are my 2 ones I'm going to pick here. There you go.
We have more in the house, right?
Yeah, there's more in a bag in the house. And there's this one. And oh, this one's ready to pick. Should I pick this one, Luke?
Yeah, there's one over here too, I see.
Okay. I need 2 of them, but I'll take the ones that need to be picked inside anyway. There you go. So there are my peppers. And I also need to get 1, so I need a half of an onion, so I get a couple onions from over here.
Well, yeah, because half of an onion is probably like 2 or 3 onions.
Half of a big onion, so we need 1 whole big onion, so I would say 4 or 5 of these little ones. So there are the onions we're going to use. Okay, so I'll put these by the rest of the stuff. The last thing I need, the recipe calls for a half of a cup of cilantro, but I'm doubling it, like I said. So we need an entire cup of cilantro. And fortunately, we have cilantro over here. And Luke had to get a couple things. He had to get some limes from the store. And unfortunately,
since we don't have any ripe tomatoes yet,
we had to go buy tomatoes from the store.
Well, we do have a couple ripe tomatoes that we will use in the salsa.
Yeah, they're inside already. They've already been harvested.
So we have used tomatoes from the garden. Don't you worry about that. We're trying to, I think we're going to basically make this salsa all from the garden, which is cool if you guys can do that too. I mean,
but we totally understand if you can only get like a pepper or 1 tomato or something. You just have to use 2 items from your garden. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to use just all tomatoes from your garden if you don't have that many. Like what we're doing, we're using 2, I think we have 2 or 3. I think 2 that we can use. So if you only have 1 tomato to use, that's fine. Use your 1 tomato.
Plant out. Jeez.
Go ahead. If you only have 1 pepper to use your 1 pepper. You just need 2 items. Is that enough? Would say that's a cup.
Yep, that's enough.
Alright, so that is the last portion of our ingredients to make the salsa. So now we're going to go in and we're going to show you guys how we're making our salsa.
Okay, so here we have our whole setup for the salsa making. And keep in mind, this is round 2. Our first round, we had a video up and didn't go so well. People kind of responded that we could have done better. So here we are. We're definitely going to do better this time. So here we have our Arkansas Traveler. And then these are called a black crim. Then we have some green peppers, bell. Then we have some Anaheim chili peppers. Our jalapenos, yes. Jalapenos. Onions. 1 garlic clump. We're only going to use a couple cloves. Some cilantro. Black beans. Sweet corn. Onion powder. Crushed red pepper. And an assortment of knives to do the job.
Okay, so I'm cutting up the tomatoes. I'm dicing them like I had done last time for the salsa. I've got 4 of the tomatoes, as Luke said, that we have over there. And once I'm done dicing up the tomatoes, Luke is going to blend them, and we'll have a nice consistency for our salsa. So I'm going to dice up these tomatoes, and then we'll come back when it comes to blending.
Okay, so we tried blending and didn't turn out so well, but it's better because our last salsa was kind of watery and really hard to get all this up on the chip. So now we're trying a food processor, and
I can't get it to work.
it's a little difficult because it takes a genius to solve here, but apparently I'm a genius. Never mind, must not be. So now we're going to juice the limes and cut the onions up. Be right back. Okay, so Bree's just minced the garlic, and now I'm going to show you a little trick for squeezing your limes. So you take your limes, and you can either knead it between your hands, like this, or you can just press it on the countertop. I find the countertop way easier. And it basically pulverizes the pulp inside, and when you get a kind of a mushy consistency, then you do it the other one. And when you get them quite soft, you're going to put them in the microwave for about 5 seconds. Okay, or not. And they should be warm to the touch. When they're warm to the touch, that means the juices are flowing inside the limes, and they're really easy to squeeze. So as you can see, there's really no seeds, so you don't have to worry. I like to try the twisting method. When you twist the lime, the friction breaks the pulp and the cell membranes of the lime, so you get a lot more juice. So now we're going to juice the rest of these limes, and we'll get back with you.
Okay, so I'm cutting up the onions to put into the salsa. I'm going to dice them in small pieces. I've got 4 more to do. So after I do that, I'll get back to you when Luke goes and cuts peppers.
So basically we've just dumped in the corn, and now as soon as I get the lid off, we're going to put in some black beans. Looks about right. If not, we can add more later.
Okay, so I'm cutting the jalapeno peppers. I've already cut a few here. And I thought it necessary to show you the proper way to de-seed a jalapeno pepper. You take a spoon and basically you just kind of, I don't know, push it out of there. Like, I don't know a word to explain that, but you get the seeds out that way. Just do what I'm doing. And that is how you de-seed jalapeno peppers. So now I'm going to cut these into small pieces and put them in the salsa. After I've done that, Luke is going to cut the bell peppers. And then we have Anaheim, chilies, and cilantro, and that's it.
So now we're going to de-seed a bell pepper. And it's really quite simple. You just basically cut it like a pumpkin, if you've ever made jack-o'-lanterns before. Cut it like that. There's all your seeds. It's really that simple. Then you just take it, cut it in half. Oops, there, need more space. Kind of slide around a bit. There we go. It's easier if you flatten the pepper out. Make it in the middle. There we go. Alright, and cut this one up. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to get these all minced up, and I will get back with you.
These beautiful Anaheim chili peppers I'm going to cut. They're just like jalapenos. I'm going to cut them in half and de-seed them in the same way and dice them up the same way as jalapenos. So really, well, there's not that many seeds in this one, but I'll take the ribs out anyway, the white ribs. I don't want to take all of it out though, because that's what holds most of the flavor, are the ribs of the peppers. So I'm just going to cut these into small little pieces, like I did the jalapenos and like Luke just showed you with the bells. And when I'm done with that, we will cut the cilantro and stir up the salsa and show you how it tastes. Alright, so now I'm going to chop up the cilantro real fine here. The last salsa that we made had too much cilantro, so we lessened the amount of cilantro for this one. This is about, I don't know, half a cup maybe? But I'm going to chop this up, or really, chop it up real fine, and put it in the salsa. And Luke, if you want to show them the salsa, we added more corn and more beans. There are 2 Anaheim chili peppers in there, 4 or 5 jalapenos.
5.
5. 2 bell peppers, 4 heirloom tomatoes from the grocery, and
1 can of the sweet yellow corn, and 1 can of black beans.
2 cloves of garlic, 5 little onions, and that...
Or 1 large onion.
Yeah, or 1 large. But really, what we did is the recipe that I had when we made the first batch was just the base. A lot of this we added. In the recipe, it called for 2 types of peppers, cilantro, tomatoes, and onions. That's all it called for. We added the beans and the corn. Actually, it was Luke's idea, so I give him credit for that. So here is our salsa. It is ready. I'm going to mix this up. And I like this one a lot better than the first one we made. I think the consistency is... I don't know, we might have too many beans, but...
Oh, you can never have too many beans in salsa. Looks great.
Fantastic. We gave the last salsa to some friends, and they loved it. They absolutely loved the salsa. And that looks about good. What do you think?
Yep. We're going to have some chips, and we'll do a little taste for you. So we're going to do our taste test here. And get our chip.
I'll get everything on there.
Alright, hold on. I'm not ready yet. Okay.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. So much better. Got a lot of kick to it, but not so much cilantro that's overpowering. What would you say, Brie?
So much better than the first one. I would say this tastes better than any salsa I've ever had.
Fabulous.
Oh, so good.
So there you go. Now you guys get to try it.